Hello, you handsome devils. Alright, Saturday. Saturday's an exciting day. You know why? Me neither. School's out, dude. Why does Saturday have to be exciting? You just go to town. That's it. Like, it's basically the exact same as every other day, except it's not. You know what I mean? My hair looks gross. I don't care. I don't. Okay, hang on. Smudging or something. So what's new with you? Nothing's new with me. So I'm not quite sure why I'm vlogging, except that I feel like it. Contemplating videos to be made in the future. Writing stuff. Tonight I'm gonna start as best I can, a writing schedule, because I'm 40 pages into the book I'm writing right now, and I want to finish it by the end of the summer. I want to get into a schedule where I actually write this many. Wow. Sorry. I want to get into a schedule where I actually write, this many pages a day, or this many chapters or scenes or whatever. So I can, I guess. I don't know. But like, why not? And I've been trying to do it. I split the book into 3 parts. The plot. The first part, it's about an author, a writer, like me. Actually, completely based on me. Including his inner cynicism. Not that I'm a cynic. Anyway, he's a jerk at the beginning. And I'm dropping hints about why he's a jerk, but you don't see that until part 2. Beginning, he's a jerk. He's an author. He outlines his life basically, and then he has trouble because he's trying to write this last book, and writing comes super easy to him, but he's stuck and he has no idea what to do. So he's like, maybe if I go to the place this book is set in, like, I'll get some inspiration. So he and a pack of his friends, which are going to be based on my friends, go to the Amazon or South America, someplace dangerous and crazy, and cool. And like, he gets bit by like a snake or a spider, or he'll brush his arm against like a thorn or something, but like a poisonous thorn, and it'll make him hallucinate. So he starts hallucinating, and then that segues into part 2, which is a whole third of the book is hallucinations, which makes me happy, because I was going for a plot that's more grounded, because most of the stuff I write is like action stuff, like fantasy or some sci-fi, thriller, spy type stuff. Pirates, I like pirates. But this being my first published novel, I wanted it to have some gravity to it, right? Some actual literary merit. So yeah, 2/3 of the book is just normal, kind of. He's a writer, so he has an overactive imagination, which is a huge plot point. Kind of the whole point of the whole book. The reason for all the conflict, basically. And he imagines things just as he's walking down the street, and he takes them to be real most of the time. Not schizophrenic, per se, just lost in his own world. But anyway, part 2 is like a hallucination, like a Christmas Carol type thing, Charles Dickens, where, a ghost, kind of, it's actually his imaginary friend. Spoiler alert, whoops, that's the end twist. Like, walks him through everything, kind of. There's a worm, look at the worm. What? Walks him through his past, basically. And kind of a huge amount of imagery in part 2, showcasing like how the life of a writer, he has a god complex also. Did I mention that? He thinks he's better than everyone else at the beginning, and he thinks himself superior in like every way just because he creates worlds. Why don't people pray to me? One line, because I started writing this in like February, just bits and pieces of it, not really knowing what the plot was going to be, but I just outlined a couple scenes. And the first thing I wrote had this line where it's like, why does no one but my book club worship me? Because book clubs are crazy about writers, let's face it. But like he thinks of himself as a god, kind of. And that when things don't go his way, it's divine that his will is read or whatever. So yeah. And then part 2, hallucination, is a ghost type thing, apparition if you will, walks him through like his past life, imagery of how the life of a writer and the good spiritual life run kind of parallel, and like the similarities and differences there, and how you can find a kind of spirituality through a story, which is, I like that idea a lot, because I made it. And then part 2 is the past, as I said, but also a hallucination in the present, sort of. And it kind of goes all through his life and all the weird things that made him like a hermit, and all the weird little quirks he has, all the reasons for that, why he's a jerk, why he doesn't believe in God anymore, why he thinks he is God now. All kinds of just craziness, with a lot of imagery and fantasy elements, because it's like, it's like half Christmas Carol and half Dante's Inferno, because I like those ideas. Those are cool, where you walk through these places that are symbolic of other things, and there's a lot of imagery and metaphor, which I love those things. So yeah, and then part 3, he wakes up after fighting his way back from the dream, and he realizes that it's a decade before now, and that his whole life where he was a jerk and where he thought he was a god and all that was like his overactive imagination, working to make him think it was the truth, kind of, because he makes a bad decision, and he tries to reconcile, but it all goes wrong. And that's the whole reason for all this crap that goes wrong a decade later. But he's still in that moment where he's making that decision, and he like hallucinates the whole book, basically, the whole first 2/3, because he's a worrier. He's an overactive imagination. He hears a noise outside. It's a velociraptor. Shut up. He just thinks too much, basically, and so he sees all of these things, and it's gonna be like that plot point, like his overactive imagination and him seeing how he would be if he was without this element of his life, how everything else would like collapse. It's gonna both kind of, for me, show the overactive imagination side and also show kind of God speaking to him, which would be cool and interesting and a good angle, I think. Yeah. It's gonna be dramatic, but also funny, and spiritual, but also lighthearted, but also incredibly heavy-hearted. It's gonna be as much as I can possibly, as many significant details as I can possibly place in this book, and I'm really excited for it. I'm nervous about it because I have a hard time focusing on writing. It'd be easier if I just recorded myself talking and then wrote all that down, which I think I might do. I might start that. And just like the length of it worries me, because when I write a conversation in a book, it's like 2 pages, but some people could stretch that into 20 pages and it wouldn't seem stretched at all. It would seem natural and flowing. So that worries me a lot. But that's what editors are for, I guess. So, I'll just do my best with that. Anyway, I'm gonna talk about that book again, definitely. Probably in a couple weeks, because I'm gonna have to vlog the whole thing over again on Cam Rambles' new channel, coming soon. Not made yet, so if you can't subscribe, but subscribe sometime soon. Soon, within 2 weeks. Shut up. Good night, sleep tight, on the first monster's bite. Thanks for listening to me rant about my book. You should read it, because I'd be happy with you. Actually, you should buy it so I get some money. Good night, sleep tight, don't let the first monsters bite. Did I just say that? I don't care. Yeah. Bye.